Well, look at this. This is incredible. So this is about 7 hours later from the previous video when this creek was fluorescent green. And now look, it's clear. I mean, you can see the rocks on the bottom. The water's very clear. Let me put my hand in it. Look at that. Is that crazy? So that testing that they did, I can still see a little bit of dye right over there. It looks a little green tint. But look at this. No green in it. That is amazing how they do that. Science is amazing. So in the previous video, I was freaking out because I came over and the water was glow in the dark green. It was crazy. And now look at it. And that was, let me check the time, 7 hours ago. They told me it would be clear within 24 hours, and it's ahead of schedule. Unbelievable. It looked like algae everywhere. And people even commented, oh, that's algae bloom. I knew it wasn't because I talked to the guy who knew what was going on. They're testing the water for levels of heavy metals because there's mines around the area. Let me zoom out. Yeah, it's a lot of mining that goes on in Colorado. But I have a huge respect for their science-based testing that goes on up here to monitor the runoff into the creeks and streams and rivers. So I wonder where to go online to find out the results of the test. I don't know. I'm gonna go look it up. But I'm very happy that all the green is gone. And if you don't believe me, just go back one video prior to this video and you will see just how crazy green it was. I mean, it was spooky, fluorescent, high-vis green. But I'm moving on tomorrow and I'll catch up with you then. All right, thanks for stopping by. Isn't that view just terrible? Horrible views. Of course, terrible means amazing. So I'm leaving Leadville for a few days. Gonna go scope out a new campsite and I will check back in with you when I find it. All right, my friends, I have become a campsite bloodhound. I can just smell a campsite. Look at the moon coming up. The sun is setting behind me. The moon is coming up in front of me. Look at this place. I rolled into here on a Thursday and they had one site left and you're looking at it. Now, it's not the greatest site in the world, but let me tell you the positives. Let's be positive. It's free, okay? It's free for 14 days. It has a fire pit. This is a real campsite. All right, there's like 15 of them here. I got the Starlink out. There are some portable toilets right up here. Look at that scenery. Got a storm coming in. This is gonna be a great evening. The smell here, I wish you could just smell this. Just take a deep breath in through your nostrils and smell it. You can smell the rain coming. It's so fresh. Look at the scene. This is beautiful. Now, there's not a lot of tall trees here, but I'm kind of digging it. I'll tell you why. This tree here is about twice as high as the van, which is good. It gives me enough shade, but it doesn't block the solar from reaching the panels on top of the van. And I parked here just like this for a reason. I've got another tree here that gives me shade in the evening. So I'm facing north. It's that time of day where the wildlife starts, moving around and everything's great. I hear people over there too. The nearest campsite to me is probably a couple of 100 yards down this road. That's another great thing about this campsite. It's not the biggest campsite, but it's very private. There's a river about, I would say, 100 yards right through that direction there. Look at the moon. Zoom in. Oh, it's the perfect time of day. The temperature today was about 70 degrees, a mixture of sun and clouds. There was a brief storm that came through. It looks like we might have another one coming through. And the elevation is about 8,700 feet. Behind me is a steady stream of people coming in looking for campsites. I mean, this place is really busy. I'm kind of surprised that I found a place on a Thursday. Oh, there comes one in. Look right up there. There comes another SUV in right up there. But this is really good. We're supposed to have afternoon storms pop up for the rest of the week. That'll be good. It's keeping the dust down. This is really pretty topography. It's kind of like high desert because there's cactus here. Look at this. But there's also trees that are tall enough to give you good shade in the middle of the day. But there's rugged mountains. It's just absolutely beautiful. But the main thing that brought me to this area is the weather this week. It's going to be like a high of 72 to 75, a mix of sun and clouds. And I would think it would be much warmer here this time of year. It's mid-July. I would think it would be like upper 80s, almost 90, but no. We're talking 70s. Look at the moon. I wish I could get my camera to... Oh, that's much better. Thank you, camera. You must have read my mind. That is absolutely beautiful. So peaceful. Even though there are a lot of people come around this time of day. I guess they don't really plan it out. You know, maybe they're out doing other things, and at the end of the day, they think, hey, we got to go find a campsite for the night. Well, that's not really the time to do it. You need to be having a campsite already dedicated to yourself by, I'd say, 12 o'clock, maybe 2 p.m. Because if you don't, you can forget it. There are some other campsites on up the road from me that are much larger than this one. This one's just large enough for maybe 2 vans, probably just one, but I decided to turn mine kind of sideways here because, you know, I always like to be facing north. I like this side of the van facing west. It's just a really good campsite for what I needed at the time. So I just saw the camp host go by. He went by on his bicycle. I had to pause it there because I wanted to give him some privacy. But I met him before. He's a nice guy, but he is a stickler. He doesn't play around with people overstaying the limit. No. He is very particular about that. And that's fine with me. I'm only going to be here a week, and then I'll move on somewhere else, but I'm going to do an entire week here. I think I planned it out where I will need to go into town and get supplies on Monday, and then I'll come back and I'll be good for another couple of days. All right, my friends, I will check back in tomorrow. We will walk down in this direction toward the river, get some video of that. But until then, thanks for watching. Take care, be well, and smash the bell.